All right, so when you got involved with Mary Magdalene, you were just finishing off Lion, wasn't you? So what made you want to like jump straight into telling this story?
I didn't want to do another film. I was so tired and exhausted. But when I read this script, which my producers sent to me, the same producers of Lion, I was just so moved by it. And I just felt really compelled to tell the story. And I was compelled for two reasons. One, that I was quite shocked that this story had never been told before. And then the second reason was that it was such a meditation on love. And I really wanted to bring that message into the world.
Yeah, it feels like a spiritual more than a religious kind of movie as well. Was you very aware that that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'm fascinated. I mean, I feel like I am spiritual. I'm fascinated in anything spiritual. So yeah, I saw that in the story, and I really wanted to explore that. Yeah.
And it's quite a challenging one to adapt as well because of the many differing opinions that's out there. I mean, how much kind of research did you have to do, and whose story was who did you want to go with, basically?
Well, basically, this project I think had been worked on for about 4 years before it came to me. And those writers I know did a lot of deep research. It's based on the Gospel of Mark and the Gospel of Mary. That's the main source that the stories come from. But when I came to the material, I got to meet the writers and looked at all of their research and just found it absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, it was. It's nice to see it coming from a feminism point of view as well, because it feels quite timely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a story told from a woman's point of view.
No.
From this time.
No, because she's always been in the shadows, hasn't she? And
yeah.
depicted as the the prostitute.
I know, it's terrible.
So when it came to the casting Mary as well, was Rooney Mara always the first person that you thought of?
Well, when I read it, I couldn't stop thinking of Rooney because she has this kind of otherworldliness about her, and she's so authentic and believable. And she's just such a unique actress. So I just thought that she had all the qualities that Mary needed to have, this to bring out the themes of her spiritual connectedness and her humanity and her love and just that realism. So yeah, I mean, for me it was Rooney straight from the get-go.
Okay, and also Joaquin was Jesus as well. It just epitomises him, really. It's the beard.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was really determined to make a Jesus that was very relatable and both human and divine. So there's something very complicated in that from a performance point of view, and I just couldn't stop thinking of Joaquin. I mean, he is just such a unique, brilliant actor, and he's so emotionally sensitive in his work that I just thought that he had all these interesting qualities that could make a really compelling Jesus.
And also, as with Lion as well, it's visually quite stunning as well, and you do seem to have picked up on the time period. How easy is it to find that kind of location, to have it steeped in so much history?
That's a good question. I mean, the first thing I do with all of my work is if it's based on a true story, I want to go to the real location. So I went to Israel straight away, and I went to Magdala and the Sea of Galilee right up to Jerusalem, and realised it wasn't all desert. There was actually quite a lot of vegetation. So I really wanted to try and find that, and I did do a massive location search, and we found all the elements in Italy, and we shot in Sicily for Mary's hometown, and I mean the colour of the mountains was very similar to Israel, so yeah, I mean I spent a lot of time on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey